Hi everyone, Dr. Cliff Faver here, and this week I want to talk about frothing. Frothing is something that we started teaching years ago, and there's been a lot of misconceptions, there's been a lot of videos made, and they really have kind of missed the purpose of frothing. Frothing is really designed to do two things. One is to mix the product so that we break it down so it moves easier on the hair and skin. And the second is to put it in a form that stays on the skin. Now, a lot of people are out there teaching it and say, well, it adds bubbles and that somehow changes the properties of the shampoo. No, it doesn't. Some people say, well, it adds volume. Well, yes, it does, but that's really not why we teach it. The problem is, if you look at most of the methods that we use, is there's lots of wasted product going down the drain. If you're using a shaker bottle, you're putting that product on in a wet form. And what's going to happen? It's going to tend to run off. And one of the things that's important to realize is in order to get the maximum use of your product, it needs 5 minutes of contact time with the animal to grab the dirt. Well, if it's only on for 2 minutes, we don't get as much use out of it. If it's only on 3 minutes, we don't get as much use. And that's why a lot of people end up bathing 2 to 3 times each time they come in. If you put the product in the right form where it'll stay on the dog, then you're going to get full benefit out of that product. It's going to grab more dirt. Also, if you're bathing twice, there's dead time in between the time you put it on, rinse it off, and put it back on. And I always joke, I fish, and if your line's not in the water, you're not catching fish. So if the product's not on the dog, it's not cleaning it. So that's really why we teach it. And if you're not familiar with it, we've got some great videos on that. But really, frothing's about keeping it on the hair, keeping it on the skin so that we get full use out of it. We'll clean a whole horse with 3 to 4 tablespoons. And a lot of you are using that much on a 20-pound dog or a 30-pound dog. So just by decreasing the amount we have to use, by maximizing the amount of time that it stays on the animal, that's what frothing's all about. Hope that helps. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out. I got some great consultants to help you. There's also some great videos on the Pet Skin Academy to give you examples of frothing. So see you next week.